Excellent. Well, I wanted to welcome everyone to our LinkedIn live session where we're going to be talking about lessons learned from mentoring. So I'm wearing the new Level Up shirt. This is Level Up by New Pathways for Youth. And excited to have everyone here. We appreciate you joining from wherever you are. We're on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, as well as X. So if you're joining us from any of those platforms, we highly encourage you, please, to send your questions to us on any of those platforms. We have people watching for those questions. If you want to throw them directly in here, we can post them to the screen so that everybody can see the question. But please interact, please ask questions, please engage. So I wanted to thank, obviously, our guests. We have Yvette and Farah joining us. The goal and concept behind this, just so everyone is aware, we're looking to recruit mentors. We need mentors. We have a lot of youth. We have a waiting list of more than 40 kiddos right now. Farah, is that an accurate number as of right now?
Yes, it is, unfortunately.
So there's 40 kiddos on our waiting list. These kids have basically volunteered. They've raised their hand and said, I need someone in my life. I need a caring adult in my life who can help me change the trajectory or the path or break the cycle of the direction that I'm heading. So they self-select in. They have conversations with parents or educators or guardians or whoever, and sign up for our program. So these kiddos are not mandated. It's not something that they're told that they need to do. It's something that they 100% voluntarily subscribe to and say, I want to be involved. So I would love for you guys to introduce yourselves. So Yvette and Farah, if you guys could introduce yourselves, and then I'll do a brief intro of myself.
Sure. Thank you, Alan. I'm excited to be here. Hi, everyone. My name is Yvette. I was born and raised in Hawaii on the island of Maui. I moved here to Phoenix about 15 months ago as part of my career growth. I accepted a position at the Sheraton Phoenix Downtown Hotel as their director of HR operations. So that's what initially prompted me to leave the beaches and to move to the desert. And I've been enjoying my time here so far. So I've been a mentor with New Pathways for 3 months. We had our match ceremony last November, and I was matched with an amazing individual. Her name is Suri. She is 15 years old, and she's Thana Otham. Suri taught me that Thana Otham people are the native people of the Sonoran Desert. If she was here, she would correct my pronunciation. So I
That's
apologize together in our journey thus far, and I'm excited to see where this journey will take us. So with that, I'll turn it over to Farah. Thank you.
Thanks, Yvette. Yeah, my name is Farah Figner, and I am a mentor first, and then I am also the mentor recruiter for New Pathways for Youth. I've been matched with my mentee Marcelino now for 7 years, and it has been an incredible journey for both of us, very life-changing for both of us. Through this program, Marcelino has really grown in so many ways, and he's matured, of course, as an adolescent at 17 years old, but he's also matured so much in terms of his own emotional intelligence, which I think really sets him aside from a lot of his peers. But this has just been an incredible program, and I am really glad to be here to share it with folks. And I hope that people who are watching today are going to feel inspired to take that step and become mentors like Yvette, Alan, and myself.
No doubt. Yeah, Lino is such a cool kid.
Yeah.
I love, I've only known, I'm Alan. I've been in New Pathways for Youth for now 6 years. And I don't remember when I met your mentee, Lino, but just an amazing kid.
He really is.
Such a cool kid.
Yeah.
But I mentor a youth by the name of Jeremiah, and Jeremiah and I hang out all the time. We text quite often when he decides to respond to me anyway. But he and I are super close. It's been just a life-changing experience for me to be involved in New Pathways for Youth. I have Lauren Frank to thank for getting me not only on the board, but in a mentoring relationship and she recruited me to attend the breakfast 7 years ago, 8 years ago, and then I joined the board and became a mentor. So just an amazing organization. But I am curious, Yvette, from your own time. I know you've only been a mentor for a handful of months. What are some of the things that throughout the process of going through becoming a mentor, and now that you are a mentor, what are some things either that you've learned or some things that you didn't expect?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, one of the things, well, I'll kind of give a little history of, my match with Suri. And what I really love about the program in the 3 months that I've been it so far is that, I love that Suri and I are both learning and growing together. And I really enjoyed the program because it's designed for the youth to achieve their goals in various aspects of their personal life. So, I like that I'm not telling Suri what her goals should be or deciding what's best for her. Suri is the one in the driver's seat. So she's the one to set her own goals for personal growth. And I'm here to guide and support her along the way. And New Pathways have been really great to provide us the tools, knowledge, and resources to help both of us succeed. So, one of the things that I didn't expect is how much this program would also help me in my own personal growth, that I can use these same tools to help achieve my own goals and improve my well-being. Helping Suri with her goals has allowed me to be introspective about the path that I want to take for my own personal growth. So while I'm here to guide Suri, it's her resilience, her positivity, and her gratitude that's been a huge inspiration to me to work on being my best self.
That's awesome. Yeah. So much in what you just said, Yvette, is similar to what I've experienced too. I mean, I think the most important thing that I think people look at this program and think is that they're supposed to have the experiences that these kiddos have. Like if I don't come from where they're coming from, I'm not going to know how to answer questions or guide them or whatever. And that's exactly not what we're looking for. Like you said, you're coming alongside her and doing life with her, and learning as she's learning. And it's such a key thing for people to understand. I'm so glad you brought that up.
Absolutely.
Farrah, what about you? I mean, I know you and Lino have been matched for a long time, but what are some things that you've also learned?
Oh gosh, I've learned a lot in this relationship. Like you just said, we don't expect anybody to come in with matched experiences, having any experience working in cultures of poverty or working with youth even. That was certainly my case. I don't have kids of my own, and I wasn't around when my nephews were little. We were states apart. So I didn't have much experience with youth, and it has been it's been a really positive experience. I am humbled every day by how much that I don't know about what's happening with the kids today. But I've also learned a whole lot about what's happening in neighborhoods that are different than mine. And, we hear on the news about teen violence, about the opioid crisis, and yeah, we see it in a way, but having the opportunity to see what that looks like through Marcelino's eyes has been a huge awakening for me, and it really gives me pause to take those things extremely seriously because our kids are living in some really dangerous and unsafe areas and situations. So those are a couple of things that I've learned. But as far as my personal development and growth goes with this program, I would say that I am more warm and empathetic than I've ever been in my life. And I'm certainly a lot less attached to my own notions of, what life should look like for myself or anybody else. And so I've just become, I think, more able to go with the flow, to trust the process of life, and to meet people where they're at. So those are some of the things that I feel like I've learned. Oh, and anybody who holds a relationship with me will say that they enjoyed this version of me better than previous version.
Yeah, it's so interesting. I mean, both of you guys just said the fact that, you know, there's so many aspects of this that you didn't expect to be getting the benefit from personally. You know, we think when we become a mentor, we're there to impact their life and we're going to change their world. And, you know, but our lives change so dramatically too. I mean, you know, I think about the sheltered life that I've had. You know, I grew up in a school that was very safe. I never felt unsafe when I was going to school. And I meet with Jeremiah and he's like, you know, one of the first things, he's like, 7 fights today at school. And I'm like, 7 fights? Who, what? Like, how does that even happen? Like, I've never experienced that in my life. And that's a day, you know, that happened. So it's just interesting. And, you know, for us to have the conversations and be able to be, you know, the sounding board for those kiddos is so powerful. What are, you know, from a mentor training perspective, you know, when we're going through all of this sort of thing, Farah, and we're dealing with the issues, like you said, you don't have kids. I have one, but he didn't have the same life that, you know, my mentor has or my mentee has. What are some of the resources that we offer our mentors so that they can do this?
Yeah. Well, first off, I'll say like mentoring is a huge part of the recipe, and we can't do this work without mentors. So really that means that our mentors are our greatest resource. So we take that really seriously in making sure that our volunteer mentors have all of the training and resources and supports that they need to show up in a confident manner. And so that starts with training that we provide for our mentors before they ever even get matched. And then we continue providing opportunities for our mentors to grow in terms of communications, relationships, throughout the entire journey. Of course, we have, you know, a resource portal, and, you know, we'll point our mentors to different, you know, books or podcasts. But the number one thing that we provide for our mentors, and this really makes us stand out from other, you know, recreational type mentoring programs, is that all of our mentors are supported by a program coordinator. And the program coordinator is a person, actually, we've got a whole department of program coordinators. And this is a person who holds like a mentoring and coaching role for all of the mentors. So every month, I sign up for my coaching call with Maria. That's my program coordinator. And we sit down together and we talk about what's happening in not just my mentoring relationship, but what's happening in other areas of my life. And so really what I'm getting out of it is I get some advice, I get some direction, but really she coaches me to arrive at the answers that usually I already kind of know, but I'm not brave enough to go with.
Yeah.
And through that process, I have really learned a lot about myself, but it's given me this sense of comfort that no matter what comes up in Marcelino's life or in our match, I got somebody who's going to have my back, and also who's going to support me in mentoring. And I'll give you an example that's happening right now. My mentee, he's been driving and he did not pay his first ticket. So he got a little letter in the mail, and quite frankly, I'm kind of slammed right now. So I talked to Maria and she's like, oh, yeah. I'll get with Marcelino and we'll get this taken care of. And so I say that because we don't expect our mentors to have the total bandwidth at all times. And so the support is a huge critical piece. And we get a lot of great feedback about our program coordinators.
Yeah. No, that's such a critical piece. You know, the program coordinators, the curriculum developers, the trainers. I mean, just through and through, we get so much tremendous support from the organization. So I am curious, Yvette, you touched on it a little bit already, but can you share with, and I want to remind everybody, please ask questions. If you have any questions whatsoever, please throw them in the chat. What's different about your life now that you're a mentor, Yvette?
Sure, yes. Well, one major difference is that I feel part of a community, especially having moved here not too long ago. And growing up in Hawaii, I've been taught to give back to the communities that we are so blessed to be living in. So, it's not only the sense of community I've developed with the November cohort of mentors and youth, but with the overall New Pathways community. And kind of echoing what, Farah had mentioned, along the way, I felt supported by the staff, especially Brenda, my program coordinator. When we first joined we had the Level Up launch back in November, and as mentors, when we got to share and have that camaraderie, we did have that kind of feeling anxious, like, are we ready? Are we capable to be there to support the youth? And I think the staff really provided that comfort and that support that helped us to go through this program. And so I think having that community is such a huge difference in my life now that I didn't have before I started the program. And something else that is new is that I get to try new things and learn about new cultures. Like earlier this month, Suri and I attended a Two-Spirit powwow, and it was really such a great experience. So we had the opportunity to hang out in many different ways and to share in new experiences. So overall, being a mentor has helped me to appreciate life more, to enjoy every moment, and to be grateful. I think also what Farah said, learning to become more warm and empathetic as well. And I'm just really thankful to be a part of this community and to be able to give back to this community.
That's great. And thank you again. I know we talked before we went live, but thank you again for answering the call and seeking out New Pathways and joining as a mentor. That's the whole goal today. Again, is to try to get people involved and make the decision to become a mentor. We talked in the last LinkedIn Live session. The timing will never be perfect for people. It will never be perfect. You're always going to be busy at work. You are always going to have your family. You're always going to have outside commitments. The timing will never be perfect. So, the 40 plus kiddos that we have on the waiting list right now, the 8 that missed out in your cohort, Yvette, from getting matched because we didn't have enough mentors, or I think it was more recent. Was it more recent, Farah? Okay.
It was,
yes.
Yeah, it was just in February.
Yeah. So the February cohort, we had 8 kiddos that unfortunately didn't get matched because we didn't have enough mentors to meet the need for those 8 that we had. The need is not going away, and the kids are raising their hands, like I said at the beginning, saying, I know I need this in my life. Somebody please step forward. I mean, I shared this at the last event that we had for New Pathways for Youth. There was a young lady who used to show up when we were at the old center. She showed up month after month after month for what at that point in time we used to call, we didn't call it Level Up, we called it something else, but she would show up every single month hoping that she would get matched because we just kind of had a different format back then. And she was coming literally for like 2 years without a mentor. And finally she got matched, but she knew that much to know that she needed to be at those sessions every single month. And she showed up religiously, and we would just match her with a program coordinator, but she didn't have a mentor at that point. But just consistently came because she knew the value in showing up. She knew the value in getting the material, getting the information, and then finally she got matched. And it was just an amazing thing to see when she finally did, because she wasn't giving up on herself, and these kiddos won't give up on themselves. But, having a caring adult like Yvette or Farah come alongside them is just such a huge thing. So we want people to sign up and become a mentor.
Can I just add, the only regret that I have is that I didn't join the program sooner. I wish that, I became a part of the program. Yeah. When I first moved, I gave myself, let me take a year to settle, see how I like it in Phoenix. And that's, when I finally joined the program. But like what you were saying, there's no perfect timing. That's the only regret, is I wish I joined the program sooner. I'm just so excited to be a part of this. And it's so beneficial, not just for the youth, but also for mentors as well.
Yeah, so true. Well, they say the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago and today. So your timing was perfect. Your timing was perfect for you. But yeah, just to reiterate, it's hard to know when it's right for you personally. But I'm just encouraging people, anybody who's listening to this, whether it's the recorded version or right now, just make the decision to do it. Like if it's weighing on you in any way, shape, or form, come to one of the sessions, learn more about it. Call me, call Farah, call Yvette, reach out to us. We're very accessible, and any questions you have, just ask.
Yeah, and also I think it's I cannot stress this enough. Like we don't expect anybody to come in with any specific experience, strategies, or any sorts of solutions. We get it. Like we all have broad backgrounds and we all have busy lives. Like you said, there's not any like great time. We want our mentors to be unstoppable, but we're also human beings. So we understand it can't be 100% all of the time. And so that's why we have so much support and so much backup and so much community too. So in those occasions that, life happens and you're not able to bring your youth to a power up session or whatever, there's so much grace and there's so much backup. So don't ever let your busyness get in the way of the opportunity to really make an impact.
Yep.
Because right now, our kids are getting 0%. And so if you can give, 75, 80, 90, 100%, it's a whole lot more than what they got right now.
Yep. So true.
Yeah.
So true. So while we're on that topic, Farah, what are the basic requirements? Because there are certain things that we do expect and we do require our mentors to.
Yeah. So our screening requirements are that our mentors need to be 23 years old or older. And our mentors do take their youth out and about. And so we require our mentors to all have some kind of safe, reliable personal vehicle. Let me add, 4-wheeled vehicle. And of course, you've got to have the proper paperwork with your driver's license and auto insurance. We are a youth program, so you can betcha that we're absolutely going to do everything within our power to make sure that the adults that we introduce into the lives of our kids are safe. So we require, or part of our screening process is to pass a case search with some databases that we use internally. And then we also require our mentors to hold a fingerprint clearance card through the state. And it's the same version of fingerprint clearance card that any caregiver in the state, or I'm sorry, any like school teacher or any type of daycare center might require. So, the screening requirements are a piece of cake. And then I believe our next slide is going to go over the commitments. Does it?
No,
well, it doesn't.
Doesn't
okay.
look like we have that, no.
Yeah. Well, I'll go ahead and just cover that real quick. So the commitment is pretty easy too. Yeah, we do have an event where we match our youth and mentors, and it's a long investment on the first, when you get matched. It's a long weekend. But after that, we just want you to bring your mentee to one of our monthly power up sessions. And this is where all this personal development happens. This is where we teach our kids new practices and new patterns of thought so that they can be more healthy in their interactions with the world. So bring your youth to a power up session. Otherwise, we just want you to hang out with your mentee a couple more times in the month. Maybe it's to do a community event that our level up staff plans, or maybe it's just to go, for a hike or go for a drive or go get a smoothie. All of these outings are opportunities for our youth to be out of their regular environment and get exposed to new things, and to get that support that mentors offer. And then otherwise, we just like our mentors to have some sort of, weekly contact. That might be shooting a meme over, or maybe it's saying, hey, how did you do on the math test? It's just important for us to stay top of mind And on top of that, like, how do you feel whenever you get a text from somebody who cares about you out of the blue? I don't know about you, but it always makes me feel great. And I know that it makes my mentee feel good too, because he's told me so. And then of course to get matched so that you can come into it feeling confident. Then of course there's the trainings that are required. But overall, it's a pretty flexible program.
Yeah. No, and there's so many different ways to get plugged in too. So I know you're going to talk about that. I've posted the link several times on LinkedIn. But there's a mentor intro, which you do by Zoom. You and I are doing a live one on
That's
Monday
right.
at 3:00 at New Pathways for Youth. So, I'll just add to this slide Monday, 3:00 at New Pathways for Youth, which I'm happy to send the address. I'll post it on LinkedIn. But Farah and I will be there with at least 2 of my friends. It looks like I might have 2 more joining from a post that I did earlier today, Farah. So hopefully
If
that
any of
works
my
out.
friends are watching this, you can also join.
Yeah.
And I bet Yvette's friends are welcome to join too.
Exactly. So Monday at 3 and then every Tuesday at 6:15. Well, I'll let Farah, you talk through this slide.
Yeah, so mentor intro is the very first step to deciding whether or not you're going to be a mentor, right? So in this session, we talk about who are the kids that we serve, what makes them distinct from some of the other kids in the Valley. We also talk about how the program works and how we support our mentors. And then, of course, we go over the next steps. But as much as this is a recruitment tool for us to get more mentors to match with those youth that need mentors, this is also an opportunity for you to really assess if it's going to fit with you at this time in your life. So absolutely, if this is something that you're interested in, sign this QR code or just scan this QR code and then just choose whichever Tuesday or Friday works for you. And we do these presentations on Zoom. So I encourage everybody to come. We love seeing a full house in those sessions.
Indeed. Yeah, we'd love to have a full house on Monday at 3.
Yes.
Also.
Yes. We can bring out extra chairs, Alan.
I like it.
Yeah.
I know where they're stored. I know the closet where the chairs are.
Right.
Yvette, anything else to add that you would like to share with the group?
Yeah, just echoing that everything that Farah was saying. I think when I first signed up for the progress, everything went real smoothly. It was from my first, I remember being in that intro call and hearing what it was all about. And, when I listened to it, I thought, hey, that really aligned with what I want to do and what I believe in and what I want to support. And so from that initial call to the screening to all of that steps, they walk you through the process. It was really easy. And, I've worked in HR for the past 10 years and, we do onboarding on our side. And I can say that the way they've done it, they've perfected it. It's so smooth, so easy.
Wow.
With that.
Yes. I love that feedback because the mentor recruitment team is deeply enmeshed in the mission of this program. And so we take it really seriously. Like volunteers are volunteers. So we want to make it as easy as possible to become a mentor. So I really appreciate that feedback, Yvette.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so. Yeah, you and your team do a wonderful job, Farah. Always.
Thanks. Thank you.
And thank you, Kendall, for the comments. We appreciate you being here. And it's a very positive and just tremendous organization that I know we are all proud to be a part of, and we'd love to have more people join us in this mission.
Yeah. Oh, and Alan, I'd like to throw out something else for everybody who's listening. I know that we've got a lot of great professionals that are going to be tuned in who might be watching this later, but some of our best mentors come from the professional workspace. And the reason why is because we're looking for mentors who honor the same principles and values that we expect: integrity, commitment, trust, relationships. Like, professionals get this stuff. So if you are a professional watching this and you want to become a mentor, great. But if you are a professional and you have any type of sway when it comes to bringing in guest speakers, that would be a way that you could help us too. One of my favorite things to do is to go out and do lunch and learns. So I'll come in and talk about new pathways and the Level Up program for 15 minutes or so, take questions. I've got some longer formats as well. I do them on Zoom quite a bit. And then sometimes, like maybe you're having a department or an all staff meeting and you just need something that's like a little feel good to kick your meeting off with. Bring in a nonprofit. I'll come in and talk, be your first agenda point on your meeting, and get everybody feeling good and inspired. And then I'll go on my way so that you can talk about business or what have you. But those are some other ways where you can really support us, is by just getting us in front of your communities and your networks. And there's nobody better at that than Alan Plunkett.
I don't know about that, but yes, just thank you guys so much. Farah, Yvette, thank you so much for being here and sharing your perspective, Yvette. Really appreciate it. And just one last time, I just encourage everybody, please check out the website. Yes. Check out the Zoom calls on Tuesdays and Fridays. There's our contact information. Reach out to me, reach out to Farah. I'm sure Yvette would be more than happy to share her information as well if you have any questions for somebody who's brand new to the program. But we just really, really appreciate anyone signing up and helping the 40 plus long list of kiddos that are waiting for you to arrive in their life and help them do life.
That's right.
So thank you all for being here.
Absolutely. Thanks everybody for watching. This has been a lot of fun, and we hope that we'll see you and some other folks from your network in the next one.
One last comment.
Oh, Lana, we love this. This program
Thank you, Lana.
Absolutely is amazing. It sure is. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you all for being here. Appreciate it.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.